It was such a surprise to see you all in that procession. Actually, I was waiting and waiting, and I thought, why these people are not coming to call me for puja. It was a beautiful surprise. It's very joy giving. Give me the other one. It's no good. This one. It's all right. The joy was dancing in your eyes. I could see the lights in your eyes. And this is the real Diwali. Diwali word comes from two words, Deepa and Avali. Deepa means, lights, and Avali means rose. Rows and rows of lights. Seems it's a very, very ancient idea. And all over in the world, you see, whenever they have to celebrate something, then they put lights. And lights, because light gives joy, gives happiness. So, to overcome the darkness of ignorance, also we have to enlighten ourselves. And that is why it's important that everybody should get self-realization to feel the light within themselves. And you must have noticed that after realization, the eyes also sparkle. This light in the eyes of every Sahaja. Today is the day when we worship the Lakshmi principle, which is in our Navi. Lakshmi principle that is understood. I have told you many a time to describe Lakshmi to you. That she stands on a lotus. And she has two lotuses in her hands. That means she's so benevolent, so kind, that she doesn't pressurize anyone. But normally you don't find that. Anybody who has money, he just try to pressurize or try to push down. Even in Sahaja Yoga, I've seen people like that. If they're a little better off, they try to push people, organize them, to control them. As if they think this is a power they have got out of the money that they have. But she herself stands on a lotus. That means on the beauty. The beauty of a being is shown that she doesn't trouble anyone, she can stand on a flower. So the first thing, those who have to worship Lakshmi have to remember one thing, that they are not to pressurize anyone, to push anyone, to control anyone, or destroy. But she with her feet on the lotuses nourishes the lotus. Now two hands she has got lotuses. Lotus is a sign of beauty, and they being pink is love. So, what does it symbolize? That a person who has Lakshmi, who has money, who has wealth, should be extremely generous, like a lotus which allows a horrible gnat-like black porky poking thigh, little beetle, also to come into it and to sleep. And she provides in the lotus a beautiful bed of comfort to such a person. He is black, he's got thorns in it, but he is coming to rest, surrendered, and then she covers it with her petals and makes it comfortable and protected. So, for a person who has money, that should be the temperament. Otherwise, he loses his money very fast. Or he's always insecure about his money. He doesn't know what to do. He wants to put money here, hide there, hide there, hide there. And there's no grace about such a person. And the house is such that you never feel comfortable because all the time they are worried the carpet will be spoiled, this will be spoiled, that will be spoiled, that should not be spoiled. What's the use of having such a house which gives you a headache? By common sense. A house should be such where you can live freely, at least a house should be. But the soon we become materialistic, we get out of our Lakshmi principle. All the beauty of our wealth is finished. I've seen people that even a rat doesn't enter their house, leave alone human beings. They polish their silver, they polish their brass, they polish their furniture, their beautiful house is done with beautiful paper, expensive thing. But a rat also doesn't enter. And this is what is the Western materialism is. That we get so much worried about everything. I asked them why are you so much worried? They said because it's an investment. We have to sell the house. Everything is an investment. They themselves are investments, I think. How will they enjoy? They cannot enjoy their wealth because everything seems to be an investment. Their heads is an investment, their hair investment, nose investment, ears investment, everything is an investment. What's this of becoming human beings? You are just nothing but investments. Doesn't matter if the house is little bit sold, you get little less priced. What does it matter? After all, you have lived in that house. But I've seen that it's very common that if a guest is sitting and the child spills something, immediately before the guest will start cleaning it. It's very bad manners. What is this carpet worth than a human being? So the Lakshmi principle is to understand that matter is for expression of your love. How much you do for others, how much comfort you can give to others. I have seen some people, I've been to some people, that the Lakshmi, the woman who is in the house, won't even look after the tea of the people, nothing. She's just enjoying herself and bothering about the carpets or I don't know about the soap, about this. It's so low level. It's not even a humanistic thing. So Lakshmi principle means love. This very few people understand. To them, Lakshmi means money in the bank. No, it doesn't. It means money or anything like that to express your love. The another symbolic thing about her is she's a mother. And mother just gives, nirvaj. She doesn't charge any interest for what she gives. She just gives. Her enjoyment is giving. I mean, I always think, what should I cook for you? If I can do this, I can buy this, I can buy this present for you. I mean, Diwali is a good day for me that I can give you so many things that I want to give you. And I love it. Nothing like the joy of giving. If you have more things, it's a headache. It's a headache. But you think that I have to buy this thing now. What should I buy for? Oh, I have to give it to this person. This will fit that person, all right. So it relates to the collective feeling, a very beautiful feeling. So the Western people have to understand that materialism has gone too far into their heads. Everything to be insured. For what? But in India, if you have such people, I know one or two people are like that in a, say, in a city, small city. Then if they see in the morning these people, they'll go and have a bath. Or if they are seeing somebody coming from that side of that kind, they'll just go in the other way around. I asked, I said, Baba, that is when this guy is a horrible materialistic fellow. Better go this way. But here in the West, what should we do? Everybody is like that. Where should you hide yourself? So we have to realize, in all introspection, we have to realize that we have gone too much into materialism. That doesn't mean that you should not make money. That doesn't mean you should not work. You should be lethargic. That you should say that Mother has said now, let us be lotus eaters. Not that. Try to understand. If you are making money, it is just to give. Then otherwise your situation will be bad. You'll be always insecure about money. And those who have money, instead of feeling secure, they are already shaking like this, I've seen. So what is the use of having? It's better not to have anything like that that shakes you. Better to settle down with a little hut somewhere and enjoy surgery. So Lakshmi Tattva is not money oriented. Supposing you take a dog or take a donkey and put lots of notes on that. Will you call him a Lakshmi Pati? Or take another human being who has got 10 cars to show off, has got a swanky car, and who is nervous, twitchy. Will you call him a Lakshmipati? There is no grace. In this kind of money that people have. They are crazy. They have no traditions. They have no sweetness, nothing in them. They are dry, as if the whole juice has been taken out of the sugar cane. They are like that. And nobody wants to go to such houses. But to be very frank, in such houses, if I eat, I get vomiting. My Lakshmi doesn't like it. So you should feel obliged that you can give to others. You should feel obliged that you can do for others. This is first sign of a surgeon. I should say, but what I've heard from many people that people don't like to spend any money for surgery. They'll spend for anything. They'll take some, what you call the face, what you call them, cosmetics. Or men may buy something expensive, watches and things. But for Surge Yoga, they don't want to spend. Now you have to know that Surge Yoga is for the emancipation of the whole world. What is this cosmetic going to do for the whole world? Or your watch, what is it going to do? Or the way you dress up, or the way you try to show off. Is it going to help the world? You are here to help the world and not to decorate yourself and just to make advantage of Surge Yoga. So it's very blissful. Surge Yoga is extremely blissful. It gives you first the glimpse of Lakshmi that it gives you money. You are blessed. And then, that is the first temptation. And you fall a prey. and you go down. So this Lakshmi principle is to be understood in its proper way. For Sahajogis, it is very important because it is not so superficial as we think. It is much deeper within us. And when we touch our depth, it shows. Then there are two other symbols we see. With left hand, she gives. I've given this simile many a times that if you open one door, the air won't come in. You have to open the other one. So it circulates. She must give. So all those who have Lakshmi Tattva developed in them, they think of what to give. But they don't give the worst thing that they have, just like a waste paper basket is a friend. Ah, this is useless. I better, instead of throwing, I can give it to that friend. And then friend says, all right, it's very nice. I'll give it to another friend. And all friends are used as waste paper baskets. Whatever is the worst is given. How can it touch your depth? Whatever is the best, if you can. If you are free to give, you should give the best. So one of the snacks is that we have never learned the art of giving. If we learn the art of giving, then it's so joyous, so beautiful. Because we are very ego-oriented. We understand what gives us joy, but we don't understand what will give joy to others. And when we understand what will give joy to others, then that joy reflects on us much more, 1,000 times. But there is then, as I said, that on the periphery both things work out. From one side are the miserlies, from the other side are the exploiters. So if you become generous, the exploiters are there. So then an antithesis. Another type of people become who get nervous, who don't know what to do, where to. In Sahaja, you do trust people all the time. You give. Of course, sometimes you are exploited. So it doesn't matter. That's not your lookout. You have not committed any sin. The one who has exploited you has committed the sin and he is going to suffer. So why should you worry? But with the help of this divine power, the one who exploits it will suffer. And you will get 10 times more than what you have lost. This is what it is to be understood by surgeons, that we are now blessed by this divine power. We are not alone. All the time is it blessing us. So giving means nothing is mine. My has to be. Even in Surgery, I was surprised that people in the West who were not attached to their children get very much attached to their children. And they just think about their children and nothing else. This is another kind of selfishness. If you just think of your own children only and nobody else, then the same children will become devils and teach you a lesson. And you'll say next time, oh God, don't give me any children. Had enough. But if you make the child collective and teach child to give others and to enjoy that, then from the very childhood the child becomes extremely generous. And generosity is the quality, is of an incarnation. Aishwarya. Aishwarya doesn't mean only the money, the wealth, but generosity excels the money. That is his Aishwarya. And that is the sign of an incarnation and sign of a surgeon. The another hand is like this. That means she gives you protection. If you don't feel protected with money, throw it away. Just run away from it. Headache. But also she gives protection to others. A person who has Lakshmi, he has family, he has children, he has everyone. The worst thing I've seen that in the West, the parents don't give any money to their children when they grow up. Then don't look after them, but they are so possessive. On the contrary, in India, we give all our lives to our children and we are least possessive. And they are even possessive of the grandchildren. That's why the families are like this here. So the whole system has gone, in a funny way, chaotic. So it is important for Sahaj Yogis to understand that they will, first of all, look after their children, give them whatever they need, nourish them, give them guidance, don't spoil them. And secondly, once they are married and have children, they will not try to possess them and possess their children, their wives. And this protection that is given is the protection of a mother. Say you are working in an office, you are working in a hospital, you are working in a factory, anywhere. All other people who are working under you are your children, are to be treated like that, and they have to feel like that. They have to feel it's a family. Try this. My husband, I told him that you treat your office as your family. So early in the morning, they used to arrive from Calcutta about, say, 5 o'clock by plane. And I would myself cook their breakfast and give it to them. They were just ordinary clerks. Because this is how, through the protection, through the care, through the love, you can make them so dynamic. And that is how the Lakshmi Tattva will increase. Otherwise, there will be strikes, there will be fights. This is enlightenment. That's why a person who thinks he is capitalistic must understand that a capital is worth nothing if you don't know how to use your Lakshmi principle. That's why they end up in jail, they end up in lunatic asylums, or they become smugglers, or something happens to them. They just go off. They are never respectable. And I haven't seen any statue of a man who has been garlanded for being rich. So if you are rich, nobody is going to respect you. But for generosity, something substantial. What have you done? Something substantial. For others, for the society, for such. We are working out now ashrams and projects and things and all that. But when it comes to money, Sahaj Yogis think, no, that's not my job. Only I can send my child there. Mother must look after all the children, mother must do this, mother must find out this, she must provide for this, everything she should do. Now, what about me? I'll just put money in the bank. Swiss bank special. So one has to decide how much of my money I am giving for the work of Sahaja Yoga. I don't want your money. No money is to be given for Sahaja Yoga in the sense for your realization. But if you have to have a hall, if you have to have a program, if you have to have an ashram, anything is to be done, you need money. And for that, anybody asks, all right, give £1 each. They won't give. No, why should I give £1? And there's a national competition in it, national competition. It shows that still you have not touched your depth. If you touch your depth, you'd give and you'd enjoy your giving. You must touch your depths. So the enlightenment is yet not complete. Now, I'm saying it to you all individually. You introspect yourself and see for yourself. Let us see count how much money have I given for Sahaja Yoga work. All of us, individually. Now, it will give me present because you think that gives you blessings. That's not the point. Point is how much money I have kept for Sahaja out of my income. This is the first question of Lakshmi principle. Now, how the Mahalakshmi Tattva comes in? First, the Lakshmi. Lakshmi is born out of the sea. Now, why she was born out of the sea? She was born out of the sea because her father is a generous personality. Look at the sea. It spreads its wings all over, gets itself heated up completely so that clouds are made, and these clouds go and bang at those high mountains where it rains. They form the rivers and then they come back to the sea. But all this while the sea contains all the salt within itself. All the salt is within itself. And then it gives salt. Christ has said, you are the salt. What is the salt? Salt, which gives the taste to food, is your guru principle. You cannot become a guru, you cannot become a leader if you are a miserly person. You cannot. How horrible it would look, just imagine. So she is born out of the guru principle. And this guru principle starts working in you when you have this Lakshmi principle awakening. Not money, I'm not saying money. It's the Lakshmi principle. When you start thinking, what sweet thing I should give to another. When you start thinking, what should I do for others? You have to be extremely sweet, soft, not dry people. How to express my love? So first thing is, as the sea spreads its wings and says, all right, let the sun take away my water. Let me boil. Let it become the clouds. In the same way, you people have to understand that unless and until I allow the sun, that's the spirit, to evaporate this water from me, means to give to others, how will I develop this guru principle within myself? You cannot have salt in the sea water unless until you evaporate it. So you cannot become a guru unless and until you allow the evaporation of this water, of this wealth, the money that you have. But if you are not matured enough, like the sea, then you will remain at a level that, like mad, collecting all the muck of the world and ultimately end up in some lunatic asylum. Because all maryadas are lost, all dharma is lost. Without Guru principle, how can you have dharma? You do not think of anybody else. You do not even think of your father, mother, or anyone. You don't think of your collective work. You don't think of the world. That's too much. So you become small, 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 small. But when this Lakshmi Tattva starts, that's the first inkling of love. Love for others. I know you all love me very much. But it's not complete reflection of your mother. You have to love each other and share everything with each other with love. Then this first light of love, Lakshmi, starts showing in you. In that light, when you move, become very deeply generous. Enjoy your generosity. But I've seen before Sahaja Yoga, people don't care for their children, don't care for their wives, don't care for anything. Either they go to the pubs or they have other women kept or something like that. But after Sahaja Yoga, like a pendulum, they move to the other extreme. Then their wife is the most important. Even if she's a bhoot, anything, she's the most important. Then the children. Like hawks, they grab their children, their wife, their house, their things. To them then becomes, this is the main duty. Mother has said we should have good families. But I didn't say that you become slaves of your families. I don't say you break your families. But don't crush them with your narrowness. Let them grow. Let them open out. So from one extreme to another extreme you move. You have to come in the center. So this love has to start showing itself, manifesting itself in all humility. You are doing it for yourself. You are not doing for others. If I am trying to help somebody with money, I am trying to help myself because I can't bear that person in trouble. So no obligation. And I do it secretly. I don't want to talk about it because I'm enjoying it secretly. I'm enjoying myself. I'm not enjoying the idea that I'm doing this for others, but just for myself. So the ego part that is within us, which is more bloated with money. When you can pick out a man who has money, there are stand off from others. They different, you know. Then you think, is he coming from lunatic asylum? No, 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 he's very rich. They look as if they are from lunatic asylum, but they are no, no, no. They are rich, rich people, very rich. They stand in a angular way, look at others in an angular way. Very stupid people. So this is what we have to understand, that we have come out of one kind of a nonsense, we should not jump into another. And we should see that we are here for Sahaja. We are specially chosen for Sahaja. We have to work out Sahaja and nothing else. All our family, all our household, everything is nothing but Sahaja because we are dedicated, that we are deeply into it. So all these questions I find, women dominating men, men dominating women, will all disappear the moment you decide that we have to awaken Mahalakshmi principle within us. And the Mahalakshmi principle is the principle where you start seeking the truth and nothing else. But how can you seek the truth without any light in your hand? It's not some sort of an abstract thing or just a drama. Oh, I'm seeking the truth. With my eyes closed and with darkness in my hand, I'm seeking the truth. How can you take to Mahalakshmi principle unless and until the Lakshmi principle is embedded? Unless and until you feel that love for each other, you have felt that love, you have expressed that love, you have been generous, you have been enjoying the generosity of your own, then only you can rise up to that principle of Mahalakshmi, which is the spiritual principle. And this spiritual principle has been established within us by penances of all the deities, if you see. See, look at Sita. She was born a daughter of a great king, married in a family who was so rich. And she had to go in the jungles without even shoes, and she had to starve herself for our sake. And then, with all this, she suffered. Without any comfort, she lived, and then was attacked by this horrible Ravana. She lived with him and kept her chastity and purity. And then she came out of that ordeal and she created this Mahalakshmi principle to begin with. Why did she do it? She should have succumbed to this Ravana and should have enjoyed. I mean, normally people would do that. Why did she suffer so much? Because she had a nobler life to lead for our sake. She had to do that ordeal for our sake. And she did. So she was the first incarnation, we can say, of Mahalakshmi principle. You see her background, from where to what she went. Sakshat Mahalakshmi had to go through all these things to show us that if you want to have the Mahalakshmi principle within you, then what sort of a woman you should be. That's the first. We have seen her in earth. Then who came afterwards? Then her is Radha. Radha came, Radha. Ra is energy, Dha is the one who has sustained, is Radha. If you see her life, all her life, she worked out our Kundalini, Rasa. Full of sweetness, full of beautiful uh, generosity. She danced and danced and danced. Her feet used to pain, which Sri Krishna used to rub them. And she didn't go with Sri Krishna. When he became the king, she said, "You go. That's all right. I'm no. I have to still work out Mahalakshmi principle among the Gopas and Gopis." She stayed back in a small place. But how much surrender she was to Sri Krishna. How much surrendered she was to the work of Virat. That she knew, I have to work out the Virata's work. And she stayed back. There are so many beautiful stories about her. So the second penance of the Mahalakshmi, we know in Radha. Then the third one came as the mother of Christ. She gave her child to be crucified. When we just introspect ourselves, how much we are attached like hawks on our children. If anybody says anything to the children, people don't like. I've got reports from Switzerland that if anybody says anything to the children, the parents don't like it. No. Nobody should say anything to their children. Here she gives her child to be crucified for the emancipation of humanity. I can't even look at the cross. Why we are so much attached to our children? What are we teaching them? Are we teaching them any sacrifices? Are we teaching them any sharing? Are we teaching them any tolerance? Are we teaching them forgiveness? On the contrary, if anybody says anything to the child, we don't like. Leave alone crucifixion, leave alone even little punishment. The child has now become the biggest ordeal for Sahaj Yogis. I can tell you, I can see so clearly. The attachment to children is so great in the West that I'm surprised. Everybody gets children. What's so great about it? The greatness is what kind of children you are. Tomorrow, these children, please move the child that side. Don't do that. Get out. Please get out and don't do that in the lectures. I don't like women standing here moving their carts. Show some respect. Can you do that in a church? Something, you see, sometimes I do not understand. That a certain protocol also women don't understand. Please take the child out and don't keep the thing here. Go out. Please tell us. You don't take your perambulators in the churches, do you? Where there is no Adishakti sitting. Because the principle is made in your own child. It's grabbing you, I tell you. It's grabbing you. Your children are grabbing you, and you are grabbing them. So we must understand. Are we allowing our children to grow big? Are they generous? Are they saints? Are they beautiful? How do they talk to us? Are they confident? Tomorrow they are going to be the leaders of Sahaj Yogis. Like Shivaji's mother, like Jijamata. How she made the son great. It's the mother who makes the children great. And if she wants all the time to sort of uh, grab the child and the child to grab the mother, then it is suicidal. Suicidal for you and suicidal for the children. What have we done about our children? It's duty of every SAHAJA to see that their children grow as great people, greater than you. They have to look after the world. If you spend time with your children, see that you mold them, you nourish them with love, and tell them that they should give love to others, that they should behave in such a manner that everybody should feel that love. Otherwise, they will become devils, like Ravana. Ravana was a realized soul and spoiled by his mother, became a devil. If you don't want your children to be devil, first of all understand that they are not your children, they are my children, under your trust. And you are not to make your children dwarfies and smalls. This is a new temptation I find in Sahaja Yoga people are developing. So be careful. I wanted to warn you because we have to make our children like lights. Light burns for others, not for itself. We talk of lights, Diwali, all right, what? These lights are burning for others every moment. Do we learn from them? Are we burning for others? Are our children going to burn for others? We are making them so selfish. So thousands and thousands of children are going to come. And even when they are born, realized I have seen you spoil them. I mean, if you take a diamond and put it in a gutter, it will be lost. It's like that. Even if you have the best children, you can ruin them by this kind of stupid idea that that's my child, this is mine. Expose your children to good things. Tell them what is good. Tell them how to be good to others. Tell them to look after them. Tell them how to press the feet of others, how to comb the hair, how to give food to others. Teach them. Let them carry little trays and feed others, to the birds. Let them give water to the flowers. Don't make them small. Some of the children are really dynamic, great saints born to you, but you are ruining them, and I have to warn you about it. That in Mahalakshmi Tattva, if you have to now give it to them, please remember that all these great incarnations of Mahalakshmi had to go through such order. So what is the incarnation of Mary teaches us? Many people say, oh, what was Mary after all? She was just nothing. Look at the incarnation of Mary. What does she teach us? We're supposed to be Christians. We are supposed to be Hindus. Suppose. But what do they teach us, these Mahalakshmi principles? The last Mahalakshmi principle came as Fatima. Fatima, the Mahalakshmi, she stayed at home. She didn't show off. She was not the one who went out. She stayed at home, looked after her household, looked after her children and made them two great warriors. Her children and her husband. They fought for the right. They fought for the truth. She was a Graha Lakshmi. I'm sometimes very much amazed also that if you see the television, a child is lost. It's the mother who speaks, the father does not. He seems more shocked than the mother. Mother is trying to show off because she thinks in the television she'll be seen. She's forgotten her pain. She's forgotten everything. She's the one who's speaking. The father is quiet. He's much more shocked than the mother. It's a common thing you see. Normally, a mother should be shocked. So, what is the principle of Mahalakshmi? Is that first is of sacrifice. Sacrifice their own children on the altar of truth. Of course, that is not needed in surgery. You are all blessed people. You don't have to sacrifice anything whatsoever. But if you do not develop your children into proper ways, they will hold you responsible. And they will say, why did you not give us a full scope to develop? If you find your child is obstinate, if you find your child is miserly, if you find your child he doesn't know how to share love with others or dominating, try to curb it down immediately. Children are very clever, extremely clever. The moment they realize that they will lose your love, they behave themselves. So this Mahalakshmi principle has to grow among men as well as in women. We have families now, and this has to work out. That do the whole family, people sit down and meditate. Do we teach our children the proper protocol of Srimataji? Like a lady bringing a perambulator in the hall. It's absurd. I mean, can you take a perambulator in the church? This is more than a church. Do you realize whom are you facing? And this is what you have to tell your children. Because this is the greatest time. This is the greatest time when you are here. The greatest time of spirituality, of the complete manifestation of the powers of the goddess. Where your children have to be the real flowers of beauty. Please don't try to cover them up with their souls dying out there under the cover of so-called love from you. So we have now three principles of Mahalakshmi that we have seen. The fourth one is myself. Mine is a much deeper work, much wider, and tremendous patience. It won't work out if I sacrifice anyone. I have to sacrifice myself. I have to sacrifice my family, so called. I have to sacrifice my sleep, sacrifice comforts, everything possible under the sun. I have to sacrifice for one reason, that your Mahalakshmi Tattva should be manifested. It should have its fruits. So you came to SAHAJA as the seekers of truth, blessed by Mahalakshmi principle already. And if that is so, let us feel. We love our mother. Why? Why do we love? Why do we love her? Because she loves us. But love doesn't mean without any effort, without any work, without any sacrifice. I don't feel the sacrifice. I don't feel at all anything like that. Outwardly, many people say, Mother, how much you are traveling, Mother, how much you are doing this. I don't feel that because I enjoy it. And that is what it is important. If we have to develop our full personality, we have to know that our love should not be only a lip service. We have to work. I have seen people, when it comes to working for Sahaja, they just run away. Where are they? Nobody is available, all are out. Only five, six people are working. But the rest are, oh, they'll only come, mother, when you will come. What work have you put in? What effort we have put in? We are enjoying ourselves, all right. But enjoyment without any effort, enjoyment without any sacrifice cannot be complete. If you are attached to your comfort, to your laziness, to your selfishness and all that, of course that will be there. But you cannot enjoy. You cannot enjoy. You'll only enjoy when you just care for enjoyment and the rest of it is finished. Now before you is your mother. I've seen yesterday people who are sleepy. Today also there are many who are sleepy, sitting here. They can't open their eyes. Why? Because they're not yet in it. But for me, I can keep awake for 3 nights, 10 nights, 12 nights. And I can sleep for 1 hour or for 1 year. Because everything is under command. Why is it in command? Because I love. This is the power of love. The power of love gives you complete command over everything. Over your body, your mind, over your ego, over everything. Complete command, power of love. Now, I went to Greece. I know what things I brought from there. Then we went to a shop to buy some things for your Diwali Puja. They're so expensive. I said, no, 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 it's too much, too much. But they'll buy something. We found out that that was sold in Italy. But can you believe that is sold in Padua? When you are having your puja here, the presents are sold here at a very cheap price, 10 times less. Now who has arranged all this? This power of love. If you love someone without any expectations, then this power of love just floods you with things, with ideas, with everything. But just try to understand. It should be pure love without thinking. Pure love. Just a feeling that I'm enjoying it. Anything. The whole day I went there and Javier was quite upset that mother, poor thing, had to, without food, had to do. I was just enjoying. He was feeling that I'm working so hard. I didn't feel that way. Just enjoying. But this enjoyment is not possible for a person who has not become the pure love. That's the trouble is. The source of enjoyment is this power of love. And it won't fill the heart which does not have love. As simple as that. So when we are celebrating here today, these lights are what? They love. They are burning just to give you the joy. even flowers, even fruits, the whole nature. What can the fruits do? We eat them, we enjoy them, they like it. What do the flowers? They come out. For a short time, they live, we bring them here, we spread them, we enjoy them. They are happy about it. They are happy that they are touching mother's feet. But what? They are going to disappear tomorrow. They are going to die tomorrow. They are not going to live long. But this is the greatest moment for them. They ask a flower, what do you want? Say, I don't want anything. But the road on which Adi Shakti is going to walk, please throw me there. That's all. That's all I want. But what is such enjoyment in that that you don't want any kingdom, you don't want anything, nothing? What is that in there? Is the pouring of this love completely filling you. That it is so evident. You can see living example before. That's how I've lived all my life. I don't feel sleepy. You've never seen me sleeping in any program, have I? I can see many even now sleeping. I mean, I have to wake them up. Can't understand. Because their hearts are not open. If they open their heart, they can't sleep, even if they want to. Are sitting before me, why should they close their eyes? After all, it's the most surprising thing that they'll go and touch the feet of my photograph, and before me they will sleep. It's absurd. So you must know, all of you have got that depth. All have that beauty within. But you should be intelligent enough to see this point. That have we touched that point? Are we lost in that point? Now you introspect. What I'm saying, don't think of other. Think of yourself. Have we got that on this day of Diwali? Looking at these beautiful lights which will disappear. Even a moment of that thing that they're so happy. So have we touched our that beautiful thing which is eternal within us? Have we touched it? You ask anyone, do you meditate? You eat your food all right. Why do you, when I asked you about meditation, why is it so? Do you look after yourself? What are you looking at? Wasting our lives. Every moment is so precious. Every day is so precious. Every year so precious. SAHAJA is progressing very fast, and you people have to decide that now your Mahalakshmi Tattva has to give its fruits. Let's see. I was happy to see you so happy, joyous. I wish you could give this joy to each other. That gives me the greatest pleasure. So of course, now there aren't much fights and things going on. But there are small, small things where I find people have funny feelings about each other. So forget about it. We are surgeons. After all, what is going to happen? Everybody has to die in any case. But at least you lead a life of spirituality, of eternity. See, look at them. They all know they have to die. But let's burn as much as we can. We have the light. Everybody doesn't have the light. Let's burn. This is to be understood. And then you'll enjoy. Even the shortest life, which is like a shooting star, is worth something than a boring life of a dead person. Child is crying. Tell her to take away the child. So, for this, the protocol has to be understood. It's very important to understand protocol. And the protocol is this, that you are not to question. You are not to question me. You are not to doubt me. This is very important if you have to keep your sastra out. If you have any doubts, then know that you are not yet there. Please keep your sastra open. Without your sastra being open, you cannot do it. Surrender means nothing but keep your sastra open. This is the way you are going to go. What are you going to surrender to me? I can create the whole world. I can create worlds after worlds. What are you going to give me? But just surrender. We have to give nothing to Mother. We have to be one with her. We have to be lost in her. It's to enjoy her, to know her. That is the day when there will be a perfect Diwali in this whole world. I'll see my children becoming great lights of knowledge, truth, peace, and joy. That is the day I'm going to feel that we have done the job. All right. And let's have that real Diwali. And I'm sure it's going to be very soon. Why not compete with other countries in this, like Russia, like Bulgaria, instead of competing in nonsense? Let's compete. How many surgeries we have got? What have we got to be given for surgery? All this will create such a beautiful personality of self-respect. Because unless and until you have self-knowledge, you cannot have respect for it. But now you have self-knowledge, so the whole thing is going to change. Today I wanted to speak to you more than the puja. It's a short puja. It's not a very big puja for Lakshmi, because it's already within you. But in this short puja, I wanted to speak to you that now you must respect the Mahalakshmi Tattva. Now, Mahalakshmi Tattva has got four sides. The first is the Lakshmi Tattva, which I told you is the love to express your Lakshmi principle, to be generous. Then we have got the Rajalakshmi. Rajalakshmi principle is that you are like a king. I am the realized soul. So what? I am like a king. The kings don't beg, do they? I mean, if they beg, then they are beggars. They are not kings. Of course, these days I don't know what the kings are doing. But we are kings. We are royal. We walk like royal people. I mean, I see people sometimes walking in a manner that doesn't behove as such, living in a manner that doesn't behave as such. We have to walk with the dignity of a king. The king is the one who gives, who doesn't take it. The Raja Lakshmi, the principle in you, has to come in all the ladies. See, so also, ladies should not give way to fashions. If you start changing your fashions, that means you are not at all from the royal family. I went to Japan, you'll be surprised. They were very respectful to us, extremely respectful. Like we couldn't understand, me and my daughters. So we asked the interpreter, I said, why are they so respectful to us everywhere we went? They gave us the present and bowed to us. He said, because they think you are from royal family. I said, why? Why do they think you are from royal family? Because you comb your hair so well and that you don't go to any hairdresser. Royal family people never go to any hairdresser, get their hair straight. Because your hair are so well done, that's why they think you must be from the royal family. Can you imagine? While we are like bhoots, how can we be Sahajogis? Tomorrow you have to wear the crowns. You should not have dresses like beggars. Do you think so? That's a sign of a royal family person. Must dress up well. Neat, clean, not like a sannyasi. Colorful, beautiful, but with dignity. It should not be a fashion. Fashion is taken by ordinary people, by vulgar. King doesn't take the fashion, does he? He creates the fashion. He doesn't take fashions. So you play into the hands of the fashions. Recently I heard the fashions is for women to have their hair here. Why? Closing the agya like that. If you are playing into the hands of these modern entrepreneurs and modern ideas and all those things, then know that you have no personality of a self. A Sahaja has his own personality. He doesn't change according to somebody says, all right, everybody's like this, so should do that. He has his own style and he has his own ways of dressing up. It is everyday life also. A royal person is such. The whole dignity of a royal person. You don't take money from others. You don't borrow money from others. You think the king, the day he starts borrowing money, he will no more a king. Then a royal person always talks with a dignity as well as respect of the dignity of others. He doesn't use cheap words. Slangs, royal language he uses. No, these slangs I do not know. I do not know much about them. But it's very much in the fashion that you go on in a slangy way. You ask somebody some question, uh, uh, is this the way a king would speak? I tell you, in every behavior, if you know that you are the king and you are the queen, the whole personality will change. But a beggar, if you bring the beggar and put him on the chair of a king, still is anybody coming, please give me something. Wearing the crown, he says, oh, please, let me. Now you are sitting on the thrones. The Sanskrit word is, in Hindi, they say biraj. Biraj. Let this kingdom show through your behavior. The kingdom of God show in your behavior. If you are a miserable creature, a TB patient, how can you be of the royal family? If you are a lanky panky person, how can you wear your swords? The other day they gave me one sword to hold. I tell you, many of you cannot hold it. It's so heavy. But in my royal spirit, I can. Same with the ladies. If they have to wear the dresses of a royal family, even to wear the crown, you have to have a head that is capable. So that royal nature has to come in your behavior when you talk to others and anyone. Like royal people never ask questions. Never. They'll say, But a beggar will ask a question. We call him a savali, the one who asks questions all the time. But why should a king ask when he knows all the answers? Why should he ask for any questions? I know some people who are such headaches. Now, say I am in the room. Will you take white water or blue water? Baba, I'll take water, whether blue, white, anything. And then some. We will take a white comb or a red comb. Everybody give anything. By their asking only you get fed up that I don't want anything, or get out of the room, please. Then another style is, I have a problema. Problema. Nothing problema. What is the problema? I don't know how to carry on with my job. Problema. Because you are a problem, that must be this problema. But mother doesn't say it's all right. She'll suggest one thing. But in this, then she suggests another solution. But in this, then suggest three solutions. She'll go on suggesting 10 solutions. Still, you will forget it's your problem. You think it's mother's problem. We'll discuss. This is not the way the king is. The king gives solutions. He doesn't ask for solutions. Otherwise, should he be king? And once you decide, I am the king and I am going to solve my problems, this problem should be solved like this. Do I tell you my problems anytime? I never use this word also, problem. This is a modern word. Problem we used to only use in mathematics, I think in geometry, so far. Really? We didn't know that it was used in general life. So if you are the king, you solve your problem. If you solve your problem, then you are a king. If you cannot solve your problem, then you are a beggar. Then cheap things. To use cheap material, cheap things, cheap language, everything cheapish is not a sign. I would buy one sari in the whole year, but a good quality sari. And I've got saris since my marriage, even before my marriage. All those saris are with me because I would buy only one sari of a good quality. Once a year, finished. And traditional, not cheapish. But people will have 20 saris and they didn't know what to wear. They'll still walk out saying, I have a problem, I have no sari. Because all saris are very cheapish you have bought. Same with men. Same with men. They try to save money, penny wise, pound foolishness. And if you ask them, mother, what happened? I have no clothes. All right, you come without clothes, then what to do? No, but there is this. All right, then do one thing. It is impossible to tell them that this is stupid. You are the king. The way you talk to each other. A king doesn't talk too much. If you are too talkative, then remember you are not a king. King doesn't talk too much. Very little. Yes or no. Or whenever he has to talk, he talks sense. Also, he is not glum. Another extreme are glum people. You don't know how you stand with them. So one has to know that you are in charge of yourself as a king or a queen, and you carry yourself with that dignity. You do not shout, you do not say things slowly, as if your neck is choked. Some surgeries talk like that. They think they are kind to me. No, in freedom. But not shouting at me. And in a dignified manner. Dignity is something cannot be taught. It has to be inside us. A person is not self-conscious, but is conscious of his dignity. He doesn't do cheap things, never. Never the cheap things. Once a gentleman met my husband. He said, why don't you come and dance? He said, no, I don't dance because my wife doesn't dance. He said, bring her to England, she will start dancing. He said, you take her to moon also, she won't. That's what my husband told. She's not going to dance with this kind of a ballroom dancing. That she will not dance. It's for the men and women to understand that is not dignified. On this point, you should decide. If this is not dignified, we are not going to do it. We are from the royal family of Shalivanas. We are not going to do anything that is indignified. All the ladies, all the men, all the Sahajoginis and our Sahajogis are very different from all others. And this is what we have to understand, that how dignified we are for a Raja Lakshmi. Then the Graha Lakshmi I have already told you. And the Lakshmi Tattva I have already told you. But there is another principle which is called as Alakshmi. And that Alakshmi principle is where you may have everything, but you are a beggar. Alakshmi. And that is what is to be avoided. Alakshmi. Without any Lakshmi principle. Then there is Kulakshmi. Kulakshmi is when you use your money for wrong things. You use your money for drugs, for this, that, for bad business. Whatever business you do, you should know what you are doing is for what? Kulakshmi. Grabbing the money of Sahajogis or Sahajoga is the worst type of a Lakshmi. It's very, very serious. So, that's how you come down. And now, when you see the whole world is how it is, when you have to pull it out, you have to have more strength. More strength to pull them out, strength of love. Again, we come to the same point. Strength of love. That's the strength that keeps me laughing all the time, enjoying myself. Even a least of this joy, I cannot give up. In the same way, I bless you with all the Lakshmi principle and Mahalakshmi principle, but above all, the principle of love, the pure love without any expectations, Nirvaj. I bless you all on this auspicious day. May God bless you. Have wisdom and understand that Mother has said it out of her heart, out of her love, out of her feelings for us. May God.